Good morning, everybody. Happy
Good
Thursday.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you
Man,
doing this Thursday,
I'm
Mike?
I'm tired.
Me too.
Other
Yay.
than that, I'm great, but I'm just tired. I'm still trying to smack myself awake. But I hope everybody out there is doing well and you're all up and bright and shiny this morning. I see
Oh,
Jason is and Gary's up.
good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, guys. All
Yeah,
right.
I think we're going to have a good sunny day today. So, at least here in our neighborhood.
Yeah, we're going to have a cloudy, gloomy day.
Uh,
Rah, rah, rah.
wah, wah, wah.
But I'm happy you're having a nice sunny, nice day.
I'm happy too. I'm happy too.
All right. So
So,
we're
what?
talking about community leverage strategies today for scaling. So we're going to go down a huge list, as much as we can get through, of a lot of, I guess, ideas is what you could call them for strategic partnerships and things like that. We're trying not to cover everything that we've always covered before. So we got a little bit of out of the box stuff here for you today. But let's get into our prayer and verse. If you're joining us for the first time, we open in prayer on every episode and we go over a Bible verse that has to do with business and the topic that we're talking about. So, Shayna, why don't you take us
Yes.
away?
Sure. Father God, I give you the praise and the glory that we have breath in our lungs today, that we are able to get out and live a life, Father, that and I pray, Father, that you let us live the life according to your will and your desires, Father, that you lead us and you guide us. Those of us that out there that are lost, Father God, let us feel your touch today, Father. Let us know that you're there with us and that you have not left us. I give you the praise and the glory for all of that. I pray, Father, that you just give Mike and I the words that we need to say today that, yes, they may be business, but they can also touch lives, Father. And I pray that you just let that happen. Let your will be done in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love listening to you pray. You're so thorough.
Bouncy.
All right. Today's verse or verses, First Peter 4:10. In this verse says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. All right, so this verse is a powerful verse. It speaks directly to business owners, particularly those in a service industry. Let's break this down. Each of you should use whatever gift you've received. It acknowledges that everyone has been blessed with different talents, skills, and abilities. For us in the appliance repair industry, these gifts might include technical knowledge, problem solving abilities, communication skills, or business acumen. The verse reminds us that these capabilities aren't simply self generated, but they're gifts that have been entrusted to us. These It shifts how you view your expertise. Um, Not as something to hoard and keep to yourself, but
Hmm.
as something that we can bless others with for a greater purpose. So then the other part of the verse that specifically says to serve others. Here we see the fundamental purpose behind those gifts to serve others. It aligns perfectly with the mission and which exists to solve problems and meet the community's needs. When we recognize the technical skills and gifts that we have that are meant for service, It transforms routine repair calls into opportunities for ministry, and each customer interaction becomes not just a transaction, but a chance to demonstrate care, integrity, and excellence as an expression of faith. And the part that says, as faithful stewards, the concept of stewardship is central here. We're not owners, but managers of what God's provided. For business owners, it means recognizing that your business itself is something to be stewarded. It's a gift from God. Your customer relationship, employees, resources, and reputation are all entrusted to your care. Good stewardship means managing these assets responsibly, ethically, and with a long-term perspective that honors their source, which is God. And the part that finally says, of God's grace in its various forms, this final phrase acknowledges the diverse ways that God's grace manifests in our lives and work in business. This diversity might be seen in various ways in your company, or in the ways that your company can serve, through your technical expertise, customer education, community involvement, mentorship of employees, or creating economic opportunity. The verse reminds us that there's many expressions of grace through business beyond just the obvious services that you provide. So I know that was a long breakdown of a verse, but I thought it was important and wanted to tie in how these Bible verses that we do go over actually affect how you run your business and how you should see the opportunities and gifts that you've been given. So I appreciate you for listening to me.
Well, there's definitely a lot inside of that verse. It was good breakdown. Because you're talking about the gift of being able to do appliances, but there's other gifts that we've been given that as you're in the home, you can actually show people God's love through those other gifts, whether it's a gift of helping or just being able to listen, because every once in a while you get someone who just needs someone to listen. And every time you move in a gift that God has given you is an opportunity to be a witness for him. So
Exactly. And some people are just hard to deal with and hard to love. So we need reminders like this on how to provide grace, because we've all been given grace, right?
Mhm.
So all right, let's get into some of these strategic community partnership ideas.
Okay.
And it's not all about partnerships. I mean, we've covered a lot of that stuff before, but I'll start with the first set, and you can start with the second set. How's that, Shayna?
Sure. Go for it.
So the first part is about strategic partnerships, and we've talked about this stuff before. With property managers, that's a huge opportunity. You can get a lot of repeat business with a good property management relationship. So make sure you're out there doing that. Getting in with a lot of good property managers, getting a good program set up so that you can service them well, and that you're the go-to person for all the property managers in your market. The second thing is create a home service ecosystem development. And what I mean by that is it's a more of a formal complementary home service providers network. It could be plumbers, electricians, HVAC. It could be any type of it could be lawn care. Just get a bunch of different companies that you can refer each other, because you're all in multiple homes every single week, and every customer has a different need when you're in there. So having a list of trusted vendors and servicers that you can recommend to your clients and customers that actually you trust them to do a really good job. I mean, you need to vet them, because your customers are going to trust you for that referral. And finally, real estate professional programs. This is a little bit harder to get into, because you have to have more of a personal relationship with multiple realtors. It's not like you can just go to a real estate agency and you get all of them all at once. You got to have their buy-in, and you need to approach them and you need to tell them what you can do to save them money and help their clients save money, and how you can help them sell that house before anything's actually even put up for sale. So maybe through inspections, things like that. So um, I think real estate professionals are a really, really good way to get in, because they can also bring you in consistent work. So with those three things alone, you can really start getting more organic sales
Yeah.
through the referral processes.
Yeah, and I think there's I don't have anything to say about the home service ecosystem, but like property managers, there's great ways to work with them. Whether you have someone answering your phones or not, the ones that I found that's the easiest if they actually email the work order over, because then you can just reach out and you can just do everything without having to stop and answer the phones when you're not actually available, or you know just like everybody else, the tenant is going to call at the same exact time as the 10 other people calling. So seeing if they'll email the work orders over can simplify your life on those aspects. Being able to get as much vocal off and more technical on as far as that. Real estate's, sometimes all it takes is getting in with one and you can get in with others. So B&I groups are a good one to meet good realtors. There are also different, at least in our area, the different realtor groups have different get-togethers and they have different parties, or they have different. I was just scrolling through Facebook events, and there is a how to buy a home event getting ready to come up next month. And those are the type, like if you can get in and set up a booth and set up a table, there are going to be realtors there. There's going to be people working on title work there. There's going to be loan officers there. Um, and those are a great type of event. So keep your eye out for events that you can actually attend as a vendor or just as a participant, that you can meet realtors. And then if it's an event, like a networking event, or you join the chamber, you could target specific people in that group. Don't just sit with anybody. Only sit with people that you know, for instance, realtors, that all it takes is getting in with one, making a good impression on that one. Because a lot of times they don't have a dedicated appliance person that they can send work to. A lot of them didn't have dedicated electricians they could send to work to, which is what we did with those. So some ideas on how to get some of those.
Yeah, another one that just popped in my mind. Speaking of real estate, get in with the appraisal companies
Hmm.
that are going in and they're doing it, home inspection companies. Get in with those types of people, because the home inspection companies, they're finding the things that are wrong. They're finding leaky washers and washers. They're finding different different things. Maybe a fridge has a water line or something that has a drip, and or whatever it is. They could find anything, but they can also give referrals as well. So um, that would definitely be a good one to get into.
Yeah,
I mean, anything helps. Even if you think it might not be worth it, you don't know until you try.
yeah. Um, are we ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, first I want to say good morning to Eddie, because Eddie did pop on here.
Good
Um,
morning, Eddie.
yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk now about community-based workforce development. So, how can we get partnerships through community base? So, the first would be apprenticeship incubators. Not all of us have that privilege. I'm in a small rural area. I do not know of a single incubator in this area when it comes to appliances. We had it for HVAC. We did not have it. We had one for electricians a long time ago for a type of program for electricians. But if you are in an area that has an incubator that teaches apprenticeships for appliances, it's a huge one to go ahead and um, see if you can get your toe in the door. A lot of them already have larger appliance companies that have already got a foot in the door or their body in the door. But even if you can get just a toe in the door, it is still better than nothing. Make yourself known, make yourself seen for not only for the to get technicians, but also to build even more of your community up.
Or if
Um,
there's not one in your area, be the one to start one.
yeah, yep, 100%. Um, community specialist networks. So identify and train community members to become specialists for specific appliances. You can create a network of part-time specialists who can be called in for complex repairs. Develop a neighborhood tech program where trained residents handle minor issues. Scale through distributed expertise rather than centralized workforce. I don't have anything to add to that one.
I do not either. I mean, it's community specialist network. This means basically, if your company doesn't say do sealed systems, but another one does, maybe that's the network. You need someone that can handle that, and you should partner with another company that can fill that void for you, because there's going to be times that they can't get to something. Maybe they refer it over to you. So you can use those specialist networks to get that occasional referral back. You're not going to shove a ton of work over to them. They're not going to shove a ton of work over to you. But if they see your goodwill of you sending them something, they're going to send something back. They're going to thank you for that. So, and it's going to build rapport, and that takes time.
Yeah.
But
The last one, and this one is retired technician mentorship program. Are you in a place where you can actually bring on a retired appliance guy that can work part-time and actually work on quality control as well? That will 100% just raise the standard for sure. Create a knowledge transfer system to preserve specialized repair techniques. Develop a senior advisor network that can support expansion into new communities. Use experienced mentors to accelerate the development of new technicians. I mean, there's so many times people leave their trade because they get too old to crawl around and do their trade, right? But they still love their trade. So, so put them to work, whether it's paid or not paid. See if you can get some of the retired guys to get together and mentor, because let's be real here. There's less people going into all service industry trades, every single one of them, and we need all the help we can get.
think about, if you're wanting to scale your business, right? And you want to hire, say, two more technicians this year. What How much time does that take you to do all the ride-alongs and have them ride along with you? I mean, it takes a couple months. You're not going to get somebody that's just going to be a light switch that can be flipped on and you just throw them to the wolves. As much as we would love for that to happen, it's not reality. And even then, they don't know your system. They don't know your business as well as they need to, right? To be effective. And so, but what if you, as the business owner, had a retiree that was very knowledgeable, spent most of his life doing this? What if he was the trainer and he was the one that just took the time and did those ride-alongs, and he didn't have to do any of the work, but he's there and he's watching and he's mentoring. And how much more knowledge would those new employees gain from someone like that, from an old stick in the mud who's been there, who's just got the grit, and that experience that you can't teach.
Yeah.
There's wisdom there, that you can't just write down and transfer. um Having that focus in your training program could be a really powerful thing. So something to think about. And retirees, they just want a little extra money and they want to keep their minds fresh. They want to stay busy and they don't just want to sit at home and rot away.
Jason was just walking past. I'm surprised that he didn't stick his head in.
Ah, he'll be the next one sitting there retiring. All right, data-driven community scaling. Appliance census program. Conduct a neighborhood level appliance inventories to predict future repair needs. How many of you have actually done this? Analyze community data. Find out what is being actually sold in your market from every single appliance retailer out there, and find out what's being flooded into your market, because they're getting them from somewhere. They can only get them from within your service area. So you need to know exactly what that is. And by the time you go into somebody's home, this is too late. They're gonna those things change all the time, but you need to know what's on the market now, right? Something I thought of that would be kind of slick. You get your business card magnets, right? What if you had a second set of magnets and they said, need a new appliance? Call us first. And just your logo and your phone number. And you walked into some of these retailers and you just threw a few of those magnets on some of those new appliances. And then, as you're looking around and feeling things out, and just nonchalantly put some of those out, right? I wonder how long it would take before they got found and got taken off of those appliances, and how many people would actually see those little cards, and how much that would work for you. I would suggest somebody go out there and just try it, and then use a tracking number so you can track those calls, so they came from those magnets. It's just some little slick little thing that I was like, I wonder how much that would work, and I was like, would that be seen as kind of shady? No, I don't think it's shady at all. I think it's really smart to do, and just do it every once in a while, so just a thought. I mean, where you're going, where your prospective market is there looking for a reason.
Put it inside of the appliances, because they're less likely to walk past and see it, because they're not going around opening the appliances. It's the people are.
Yeah, inside the doors or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Somewhere. I dare you to try it out there. Go make up some magnets, get a tracking number, and put it on there, and then try it over the next year, and then track how many sales you got from it that you would not have gotten anywhere else. I'd lay money that you'd get quite a few calls over the year, depending on how many of these things you put out and how big your market is, right?
Yeah.
But something out of the box thinking. You're scrambling for some money. You think things are slow. These are the kind of ideas that you need to come up with.
Yeah.
All right. You can. I lost my spot here. All right. Community repair trend analysis. That's where we were. Look at and analyze different patterns by neighborhoods. Identify emerging issues specific to water quality, power supplies, or usage patterns, and develop specialized expertise based on those community specific repair trends. Um, that is what you can use in your marketing, in your door hangers, your flyers, your mailers, things like that, all your offline marketing, email newsletters, things like that, so that you can talk to those people specifically in those neighborhoods that all have that specific issue. um, this is going to let them know that you identify with what they're dealing with in their community. So,
Hmm.
and not everybody in your service area is the same community. They're all different areas. We have large service areas. So, all right, the next thing, local environment adaptation services. This continues on, but humidity, water hardness, all that stuff. Um, develop custom maintenance programs addressing those local environment challenges. This could be a good way for you to go in and start selling more maintenance programs, maintenance service packages, and get some more recurring income in your business. These are good ways for you to have different lists of what's going on in those different neighborhoods in different areas that are specific more to them, and you have a package that's tailored to it. um, that would be much more attractive to the homeowners in that area. And I truly believe that it would make things easier to sell in those markets.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
moving on to the community powered expansion models. The first one is called they titled it Neighborhood Satellite Concept. Um, and I was reading through it like, okay, so how am I going to talk about this one since I'm in charge of this group? It almost like about like what we did with service detectives. We had 3 counties that we serviced, and people like to call local numbers. So the phone number inside of our county was almost always only ever called by people in our county, even though we put those phone numbers in the other phone books, right? At that point, we had phone books. And so for us, the satellite concept was I need phone numbers in that county and I need a phone number in that county because people want to call local. What is the large town in that area? What's a phone number, an area code that I can get that people, when people see it, people knew that was a Carbondale phone number, even though we weren't in Carbondale, or that's a Benton phone number, even though we weren't in Benton. And even throughout the years, we have a phone number here in Heron. Our town is not the largest in the area. We end up getting a phone number in the town next over because it's a larger town, and that for me is a one of the ways of doing the satellite concept. They also talked about even if you do drop off and pick up of appliances, partnering with other companies in those different areas, satellite areas where people can actually drop off appliances or even pick up appliances. You sell appliances and they want this appliance, but yet it's easier for them to pick it up in this area because they're doing the pickup, you're not doing a drop off. Partnering with other companies to be able to do a satellite pickup or even drop off. Community franchise development. This is from what I understand about this one, this is also looking at franchises. Some people do recognize franchise names more than they recognize local names. There are some people that they only want to trust the small companies, and small meaning mom and pop shops, but a lot of them, they want to know that they're going to get good service, good technicians, good phone calls, good pricing, and that a lot of times comes along with franchises. So look at the franchise. It's not for everybody. We did look at them at one point, but we opted to just change our own name and go with our own look versus a franchise because of the area that we're in. The last is pop-up diagnostics, which actually can go along with the satellite, where partner with businesses in different areas where they can actually drop off their appliances for diagnostics. And usually they're the smaller appliances, right? In the same instance, we didn't work on lamps, but every once in a while, a lamp would show up here at the office because it was grandmother's lamp and it's worth getting it fixed. And Jason would work on the lamp for them. So, pop-up diagnostic clinics are not a bad thing to offer if you can if you can get those areas to do that. Even if you have certain days that you can even advertise, hey, we're doing a pop-up diagnostic day if you want to bring your appliance to us. So some people will do it just to save the $100 going out to your home. So they'll pack up that stove and bring it to you.
Yeah. Some of this isn't always going to be practical,
No,
but they're ideas nonetheless, right? They're
right?
things that you can do. Um, we're trying today to focus on things that aren't the norm
Yeah.
and out of the box. So
Well, and
these
then you
these are things that nobody really thinks about doing.
well, and then you can take this, like maybe the pop-up diagnostic, like I was talking about, wasn't isn't isn't able you aren't able to do that, but it's all those little things, like it does not hurt to hear bad ideas, because out of bad ideas comes amazing ideas.
Right.
So don't completely dismiss it, but ponder it and see if there's something that you can do with each of these things that we have said.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
All right. So the next and final section is diversification through community needs. So with appliance life cycle services, develop end-to-end services from installation to responsible disposal. This this could be something that um you may not think about, especially if you own a store or you're flipping appliances. Why aren't you the place that these things get disposed at? Because maybe they just bought the house and they just wanted new because they didn't know what was going on with the old ones. Even if the old ones worked fine, they just wanted brand new and they could
Yeah.
afford brand new. So they just replaced them. And now they need someone to come and take the old ones. Why aren't you the people that are doing that? And then you take them and you get a working set of a washer and dryer, working fridge, whatever it may be. And all you got to do is clean it up and kind of give it a quick refurbish. And you've got something that you can sell,
Yep.
or put in your store. So you need to get yourself out there and be known as that person. Now, how do you do that? Realtors. In this example, realtors be an absolute perfect thing to do. So on your magnets, as you go through these stores, putting your little magnets on, being a little shady and trying to get some extra sales, you could put on there, we can dispose of your old appliance, something like that. I mean, any little thing that fits your business model in your target market is something. Getting in front of the customer is the number one key thing. Getting your brand in front of their face. And what a better way to do it, even if they're buying brand new and they don't know who you are, you just help them dispose of something. Even if you did it, on the cheap or free, just so that you get appliances to refurbish or practice on or train your employees on. It's a good way for you to actually get in front of the customer and make an impression, right?
Yeah.
And they could refer you to some of their friends or their neighbors when, even if they don't need you. So it's all about making that initial connection. So look at things that way. Um,
While you're doing it, I want to say good morning to Saul and to Jenny as well.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm not paying attention
You're fine.
to the comments this morning
Jenny, the beauty of a drain dump.
of a brain dump. Absolutely. Brain dumps are good. All right. Have you guys ever thought of smart home integrations and how you could leverage those. Everything is getting connected in homes these days. And if you're not thinking about that and how you fit into that, you are going to fall behind really quickly in, and anyone paying attention to this is going to just far outperform you, and you're just going to go away and die. Let's just face it. Your business will not survive if you don't start paying attention to technology. Um, Develop specialized knowledge in connecting appliances to smart home systems. This is key. You can make really good money doing this. Um, but you have to market your services in a specific way to be able to do that. You're not just a repair company. Now you're a technology company for appliances. So that takes a whole different aspect of marketing and how you present yourself. Um, Create community working shops or workshops to maximize smart appliance features. This is something that you can train on. If you're one of these people that actually know a lot about that, train people how to do it. Like I said before, getting in front of people's face is your primary goal. It doesn't matter how you do it. You just need to make that connection with people. Be known as the expert in your field, and you do that through education. Partner with home automation companies for integrated service packages. If they've got a service package and you can get a percentage of that, why not partner with
Right.
them?
Yep.
Get that referral from them. You can scale by becoming a local expert in growing your smart appliance category. All right. And the last one we've got is commercial kitchen partnerships. I think this is big. A lot of people don't want to do commercial. However, I think there's a lot of different ways that you could do it that aren't just, I'm not talking restaurants here. All right. I'm talking go to a church, go to all the churches in your community, in your service area. They've 90% of them have commercial equipment in their kitchens. Okay. And they're going to break down. But guess what? Do you know who refers more people in a community than anyone else? A pastor of a church. Offer to do a complete free inspection of all their kitchen appliances, and you may find something, you may not, but just do a free inspection. Just walk in and offer it. Say, hey, we're doing safety inspections. We're just doing this. We're trying to get out in the community, and this is one of our, pro bono things that we're doing for our community. And you get in there and you leave that business card. And whether they need you or not, guess what? You got your name and face in front of somebody, and you did something for a local community organization that has a ton of referral power. Okay. And they will appreciate what you did. And if somebody needs something, they're going to refer you. So it's all about making connections, but it's primarily about the right connections.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't think of commercial kitchen things when it comes to all these other organizations. There could be I'm trying to think. There could be these other organizations like similar to churches, but more on they do like banquets, things like that. Get in with them.
Well,
Anyone that has a touch point with homeowners.
yeah, and like so we even have sort of like a food bank. They feed homeless people or low income
Yeah.
people, and we do stuff for them. And but then in return, or we did stuff for them, they would actually post things on Facebook about their favorite electrician, or so, and they have a lot of people with money that do follow because they do help out. It's a huge thing in this area for the homeless people. So don't even disband that, because yes, their primary crowd is homeless or low income, but if they have a lot of people, other people that follow them, like, it's not just that, but it's also goodwill too. For churches, it's goodwill for
Yeah.
those types of
Yeah.
communities. Cruz actually said on here, he said, we do service and sales, free delivery, installation, and disposal with a paid service call. Customers tend to like it and recommend. Also, sometimes we help them over the phone when it's a small issue. And then Saul said, commercial kitchen is a big business. For us, it's been growing and growing.
Yeah. Commercial repairs can be very, very, very profitable, but it can also be more stressful. So there's a trade-off. You're trading stress for
A little
money.
bit more time crunched.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, a lot of people around you while you're working on something. And they need it done yesterday. So that's obviously what you're going to have to deal with, but doing that type of commercial repairs for a church,
Yep.
you're not going to have that situation. You're going to probably have a pretty relatively easy go at it, because no one's using that kitchen during the week, during the time that you would be there to fix it. Or some of these other organizations that are similar to what a church would have. So definitely start looking at things like this. Start thinking out of the box. It can definitely help you grow your business. And not everything is, online marketing. This is boots on the ground, going in and making relationships with people. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Because it can be a huge, huge way that you can, move yourself forward. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And our mastermind coming up next week, or I'm sorry, next month on the third Saturday. If you're an all access member, I still have to put all that together. But I got time. I keep telling myself that. But if you guys have any ideas, drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. All right. We'll see you next week.
Hi, guys.
Everybody have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Service Alliance Group podcast. Make sure you visit our website at servicealliancegroup.com for home service business resources.